this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of divine manifestation, showing you a way of going beyond that of the ego construct of how we create our reality to create things in our life easier than ever. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of understanding divine manifestation and how many of what we call enlightened people manifest from a higher level paradigm. Now I'm sure you've seen me before in almost every other video sharing that chart of consciousness. I'll show it right here just because I feel like sharing it. You see that chart of consciousness right here. You'll see at the bottom of that, you'll see lower vibrational emotions such as shame, fear, guilt. You'll then see it eventually move up to neutrality, and then from neutrality it goes to willingness, eventually acceptance, and then you get to that of reasoning, and then you got love. Above love, you eventually see joy, peace, and enlightenment. Now, the idea is that the higher up this scale we go, the more we realize our divine essence, who we really are. When we're at the lower level paradigms, we are emphasizing the ego. The ego is what we use in physical reality. In physical reality, we have the ego. The ego is kind of like our avatar, because at greater levels, we are immortal spiritual beings living temporary human experiences. So in our lives, what happens is we forget that's who we are. We're born, we forget, maybe even when we're born, we could say we knew this or we remember this when we're even younger, but through social conditioning, it gets socially conditioned into us that we are our egos, that we must identify with our senses. Eat a Big Mac because how delicious is that, and would you like fries with that because it's even more stimulation. And then you go, well, the next thing I want to do is this thing is stimulation, this thing, all this stuff, commercials, everything that is marketed to us is to get us into our senses. Because when we're in our senses, we totally are identified with it, and then we think that we are our ego. And when we think we are our ego, we then play very small. And we manifest things from I really, really want that because it just got marketed me on television and that person has it, and if I had it, I'd feel more whole and complete. However, here is the thing. As we raise our vibration, manifestation becomes easier because we're in a higher frequency. Not only that, we start to identify and we start to relate to more of our divine essence. And as we let go of lower vibrational states of emotion, we also let go of excessive desire. I really, really want that. Because we realize we're already whole and complete. Now, divine manifestation is about understanding the truth about who we are so that we can then manifest things easier than ever from a totally new paradigm and from a higher level frequency. Now, as you move up the scale, you will embody more love, more gratitude, more awareness that the other people in your life are reflections of you at the deepest level. So whatever you do to someone else, you do to another aspect of yourself, because literally that person at the deepest level is another aspect of self. And when you understand, you start to raise your vibration, that's when things begin to change. Now, you see the chart of consciousness. I'm going to come back now. When I read a book called Autobiography of a Yogi by Yogananda. This is a book that I've been promoting a lot lately, or telling people, hey, it's a really good book. It's a book that Steve Jobs read every single day, or no, every single year for the last 40 years of his life. It's also the only book he had on his iPod, or his iPad, or yeah. And also, it's a book that it's basically an enlightened guy that goes through enlightenment and talks. He brought yoga to the West, to America, and it's his life story of what he experienced in his life. And you hear these stories of him in India around these enlightened sages and gurus. You hear of things that are literally sound impossible, that you'd be like, that's impossible from our smaller perspective. You're talking about gurus that literally would teleport in front of them. And you're talking about things of like people that would levitate, people that would live on no food whatsoever. So many different things in this book. And it's a very well-known book as well. And what it shows is it shows a new perspective on reality, understanding that magic is real. And when you think of this, also understand that there's this collective conditioning that keeps us, our beliefs, keeps us in a certain box. The truth of the matter is we are a mortal spiritual being living temporary human experiences, and that our beliefs create our reality. Now, at a collective level, our collective beliefs create what is possible for us in this reality. And because it has been programmed into us that it is not possible to do magical things, then what happens is we play so small. We play according to those rules. Now the thing is when I say magic is real, what I mean is these enlightened gurus that there are stories with Yogananda that he talks about, they're able to do literally magical things because they are of such a high vibration and because they recognize the divinity in themselves and of everything else. Understand that everything in life is a piece of source energy, of God, of this higher vibration. We can call it whatever label we want. Everything is a part of it. Enlightened people understand that. And because of that, because they're not so consumed by their environment and the reality that they live in, the 3D reality, they're able to do things like that. The more we emphasize 3D, which is duality, the more we are in duality. What enlightened people understand and where the divinity comes in is they realize that we are all in the dream of the divine God, whatever we want to call it. We use these terms, but sometimes we get attached to certain terms. We are all a piece of God. And what most people do is most people will worship the puzzle, not understanding that they are also a piece of the puzzle. The key is recognizing that what we can do is embody our divine selves. Now, what is another aspect of this that very much helps? What helps is understanding that because we're all connected, the more good that we put out to other people is the more good that comes back to us. Now, the other side of this as well is aligning with the universe. I've talked about this before with the process I use called reality transurfing, something called outer intention. When you tap into the intention of other people, which is out of us, you know, from a 3D perspective, we then tap into a larger energy source. So what I do, for example, with my YouTube channel is I have this intention of adding value to people. And because of that, these YouTube videos help other people. It's almost like the universe helps me because it wants me to continue to be of more and more service because I am embodying the energy of this adding value. And it's closer to my divine self. We are all divine. If you believe you're not divine, it is just an identification with something that is not you. You are divine. You are a piece of the puzzle we call God. Now, when you understand this, you start to feel into this. Let this be more than an intellectual idea. Let this be something you embody. You will then have abilities beyond that of what you think is magical, and the universe will work for you. Because in this reality, the way that it works is we are creating our own reality, and then we are collectively creating our reality as well. When you start to tap into the adding value of other people, these enlightened gurus, when they're able to add value, when they're able to do things, they do it with this divine intention. They do it with this intention of adding value or this intention of making a win-win because they realize that they are in a way like a vessel. Also, the more that you become and realize this divine part of you, the less you there is in the ego sense. Like when I make these videos, not that I'm like this divine spiritual, well, we're all spiritual beings, but not that I'm trying to put myself on a mountain and say, look at me, I'm so divine. We're all divine. But when I make these videos, I have this intention of allowing the information to flow through. And the more that I allow this, the less I am here because I am a vessel for which this information can come through. That sounds kind of deep. That may be a little bit esoteric, but the truth is we are all vessels of light. And even though we may identify with our ego structures, they are not just who we are. Say, well, I'm Aaron. This is me. This is the physical flesh blood that I have. But it is such a small part of the larger being of who I am, and the same for you. But the more we emphasize the 3D reality, the more we emphasize the physical structure, and then we think that this is all that who we are, the more that we create that reality. The more that we experience that. Now, the truth is you are divine. When you look at enlightened people of the past, even if you look at someone like Jesus or you look at someone like Buddha, they embodied their divine self. Now, you also have that divinity within you. Any great enlightened teacher of the past has said that. The things I can do, you can do, and even greater things. You have the same potential within you. It is about embodying your divine self and aligning with the universe, aligning with this energy. A powerful way to do that is to follow your passion, because it raises your frequency and you start to be in a higher vibrational state. And that's a sign to you that that's what you're meant to be doing in your life. And at the same time, the more that you put awareness inside of your heart, the more that you create from this divine place. When you create from duality, from 3D reality, you create from the head, you create from polarity. Left brain, right brain, good, bad, light, dark, logical, creative, up, down, all of these different things. Then you create the polarity. Because in the wanting of something is also the lack of it. When you create from your heart, you create from a singular point of focus. When you create from your heart, you create from a divine, pure place. And the way that you do that is you do something you're actually passionate about, and you feel from your heart more often. Put the awareness in your heart right now. Even put your hands over your heart like this and take a deep breath in. And breathe it out. Now put the intention and attention inside of your heart, and set the intention that you feel more of this love inside of your heart right now. Just for a minute or two. As you do this, you increase the energy inside of your heart space. And as you increase the energy in your heart space, you increase the electromagnetic energy around your body, and the Heart Math Institute has shown that the energy inside of your heart is thousands of times more powerful than the head. Divine manifestation is about creating from your heart. And you do this with compassion. You do this with an awareness, with gratitude, and by just putting your awareness in your heart for a couple minutes a day, you begin to bring more energy of this within you. Because the truth is, you are divine. This energy can flow through you right now. This energy is flowing through you right now. You know, Yogananda also has this thing that he talks about, where he does this, it was a talk, I think. I don't remember if it was in the book. I think it was a talk I listened to. He talked about how when you go to a movie theater, you will look at a screen and you will see light that is projected through this projector, and there are film strips that will show you, and light will be projected onto the screen. And for a short period of time, you will suspend belief and immerse yourself in that of the movie that you're watching. And you will enjoy it. There'll be ups, there'll be downs, there'll be challenges, there'll be different things in that movie that you like, certain things you may not like. At the end of the day, though, everything being projected onto that screen is just different compositions of light. And at the end of the day, none of it is actually really what's happening. It is just a reflection, or it's just some composition of that. Now, in the same way that is just composition of light, there's different forms of light that you can buy into for a period of time for the experience, everything in life is the same exact way. It is different compositions of light, and you are divine light. We give more emphasis to this, and we give more credibility, saying, well, this is actually real. But at higher states, this is a dream. And because this is a dream, because you are a divine spiritual being, dreaming this is who you are, the more you realize who you really are, the more you gain these abilities in your life. The more you will literally have magical abilities. Because you will be embodying that divine light at a higher level. Enlightened people know this. If you read the book Yogananda, by Yogananda, you'll see these people literally have magical abilities. And it's because they are embodying that divine light beyond this reality, or in this reality, but also higher states of consciousness. So this is something that is available for you. You are divine. You are a piece of that puzzle. Start to embody more of it. Put your hands over your heart for a couple minutes. Understand that the more you align with the universe, the more the universe will work for you. You are a vessel of light, and the more you allow it through, the more that you will experience that. Now, if you want, I have a guided meditation that will help you raise your vibrational set point, so that you start to literally embody more of this divine light. It's absolutely free. You'll see it in the top of the description box below. Listen to it for 21 days. I think it'll absolutely transform your life. Also, I'm going to be doing more live Q&As on Instagram. I do them almost every single day. So if you want to ask me questions about this, you'll see that of my Instagram right here. I also post twice a day. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification here next to the subscribe button so you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.